Hey guys, I want to make this one of my cycle updates. I'm now approaching 2 months into my second cycle where I've been taking Masteron, testosterone at 300, Masteron at 300, and NPP at 150 a week. And I've been continuing this for the last 2 months, but I titrated up the Masteron in the last month up to that to match the testosterone, and it has been working beautifully. It's been working as planned, exactly what I expected out of this cycle, which is great. There's very minimal side effects, still some side effects, but minimal. I'll get in those in a sec. But what I'm getting at here, and I mentioned this in one of my last videos that I made, is Masteron is definitely helping trim me up, cut me up a bit. I felt like I was a bit bloated, especially after my last cycle of just doing 400 test and 400 Primable. I believe the Masteron is controlling estrogen well, especially with that added NPP on, which can also have estrogenic effects. So I think right now I found a really great combination, something I'll definitely run in the future again, in maybe different combinations. Maybe I'll add in Primable instead of Masteron and with NPP, see how that goes as well. I think that would be an excellent one as well. Now, what should I mention about just side effects? One predominant one, and I started getting this when I brought that Masteron up, like I mentioned, to match the 300 testosterone a week, which is during sex, I sweat like a motherfucker. You know, that's happened before, but never like this. It's so much to the point now where my girlfriend doesn't want to fuck in her bed anymore, because it's like I just like drench the sheets, and I drench her. If I'm on top of her, I'm like dripping sweat on her. She's like, ew. And she hates that. So yeah, I never had that before. I never attributed Masteron to doing that. I know things like Tren can have like sweats in the bed and things, and I'm sure I never assumed that, but a part of me kind of knew that it could as well, just in general, testosterone and things like that. But, you know, that's not the worst side effect. If anything, that's just a little extra cardio and probably, you know, shedding off some sweat, some excess fat there, right, at the same time. So, you know, there's that. I noticed maybe a slight deepening of my voice, you know, and I know when your voice gets deepened because it becomes kind of raspy, and I've noticed that as well. That could be the Masteron, because Masteron has that testosterone effect. Well, that's what it is, essentially converts into a testosterone derivative of. So it could add to that. I've been checking my hairline, because that's the one with Masteron you want to be kind of careful with, right? If you're prone to hair loss, you could thin the hair or cause hair loss. I don't think it has yet done that, but you know, I'm pushing. I just turned 40 the other day, so I'm at that age where, you know, I could be more prone to hair loss. So I want to be careful with that, because I don't want to fucking shed all my hair and be bald and shave my head as of yet. You know, in 5-10 years, if it happens, so be it. You know, I accept that as a man, and that's what happens. But I'd hope to not have that happen anytime soon. But there's no sign of that, which is good. Now, positive side effects at the gym. Pump is great. Energy at the gym is great. Endurance, strength. My strength is really good. Today I did a back and bicep day, and I was repping out like 50-pound dumbbells, more than I have ever done, I think. So that's great. Also, with my pull downs at the weight I was doing, I'm doing like a progressive overload, in like every time I go to the gym on my push and pull days, especially, I try to increase the weight a little bit. You know what I mean? Progressively overload, because that's where the real strength and size and gains happen. And I believe you really want to do that in a cycle, because you know, once you get the steroids on point and your food's on point, well, you get your training on point. And once you're training, you want to progressively add something such as weight or volume, or both, and that's what I try to do. But no, it doesn't always work that way. Maybe sometimes I just keep the same weight and try to rep it out, maybe for an extra few reps more if I can. But like things like my biceps, I want to add a little bit of weight, more than I probably would be comfortable doing in the past. And if I can only do it, 5 to 8 times, so be it. And then I'll drop the weight after that to get that 10 to 12 rep range. That's kind of the sweet spot I want to get at right now with proper form. You know what I mean? I'm sure with that higher weight, if I didn't have the proper form, I could get more reps in. But I want to maintain that proper form, and because that's what the reps you should be counting. Okay, you shouldn't be counting the cheat reps per se, although you can. But when I count reps, how many with a specific weight, I want that good form, which is essentially a controlled eccentric around 2 seconds, a pause in the stretch portion of the exercise, and then a strong contraction and squeeze, and then repeat. So, I'll go back to the cycle that I'm doing. So, I'm shedding fat like a motherfucker right now around my midsection, around the belly, and I can feel it when I'm palpating, which means just touching around the fat around the belly button, where that brown fat usually is, and where I was definitely fat as fuck before, like a few months, 4 months ago, 5 months ago. I'm definitely noticing it melting away. I can feel it in there, and that's where I inject the HGH. I was wondering, because I'm injecting HGH right into the belly fat, essentially, is that causing it to melt a bit? But I don't think so, because I think then the HGH goes systemic, which means the whole body, and then it kind of targets the fat after that. But I do attribute the fat loss to the HGH. Now I've been doing it for around 4, almost 5 months. So I really think that the HGH effect of the lipolysis and everything has been kicked into full effect. The Masteron, I believe, is working like a charm, just de-bloating me, if that's even a word. Yeah, I think it is. But and then the NPP is actually helping me add 3D effect to the muscle, strength to the muscle at the same time. And then there's just the testosterone base, I believe, is in a very good range, where I'm not getting the same high blood pressure that I was at before, which was around 150 over 80 or 90. Now it's at 140 over 85, usually on average, which isn't great. Sometimes it's down 130 ranges, so it's come down a little bit. I'm adding the Cialis. It's coming, I believe, by mail tomorrow, which I hope it will drop my blood. As soon as I add that, and if I can drop my blood pressure down to the 120 ranges, then I know I can kind of titrate up something like the NPP, or even the testosterone, or all three together a little bit more, and then gauge by then. If that Cialis brings down my blood pressure, which it's known to do, I'll be very happy, because at that point I can titrate up the dose. I wouldn't want to go any higher than I am now, without anything that's controlling blood pressure. So that's where I'm at now as far as everything goes. Like I said, everything's been great. This has been quite a dream cycle. I'm debating which one would be better. Which one was better? The testosterone Primobolan Anavar, or this testosterone Masteron and NPP? Both are great. Both have a unique quality to them that makes them both great. But I'm leaning towards this Masteron and NPP, because I'm just trimming up and as well bulking up at the same time. How wonderful is that? And I believe if you just wanted to trim up a little bit more, you just add more Masteron and keep the NPP lower, right? You could go, right now I'm at a 1-to-1 ratio of Masteron to test. If I brought the Masteron above the test, I believe I would trim up more. Now, if you want to bulk up more with this, you just bring the NPP up a bit. So maybe from 150 a week to 300. At which point you might need to actually bring the Masteron up to kind of counter the estrogenic effects, although maybe not necessarily. That would all depend on the person, I guess. So that's where I'm at now. Like next month, I'm considering adding a little bit of Anavar to it again, just at the last 6 weeks of the cycle, because I took a break off Anavar for like it would be almost 2 months by that point. So again, just that 20 milligrams a week pre-workout would be great, because there's like a mind-muscle connection that happens in the gym, and a little bit of an extra pump, a little bit of an extra drive, and even strength in anabolic effect size gains. So I think I will do that shortly, and right now I'm going to go sit in the hot tub for a half hour for my workout. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.